Good day, YouTube. How are you guys today? Well, I'm doing pretty good myself today, but today's disclaimer, electrical can be very dangerous here, guys. I do not recommend doing any of your own electrical because if you do not know what you're doing, please do not do it. Call a professional electrician to change anything inside your home, like electrical sockets, switches, ceiling fans, light fixtures, that kind of stuff, and even some types the circuit panel or the circuit uh, breakers as well. But today, we're going to be talking about two different devices I mostly sometimes use every single day. Now, these are both different of the way they're built. And by the way, we got a GFCI outlet, and we got a standard reciprocal outlet, the 3-prong grounded outlet, and a 3-prong GFCI outlet. Now, the difference of these units is one is all these completely or under code or by the electrical code here, by the way. But if I was going to be using these for outdoor use, these will not be used for outdoor, definitely if it's an area that's wet, because they do not mean the electrical code for outdoor use. These outlets will be only used for indoor use only. If you notice, this outlet over here has a 12 2-gauge wire, 2 conductors, 1 ground, and the GFCI outlet uses a flex extension cord cable, 2 conductors, 1 ground, a neutral, and a black. Both of these use the exact same cuddle match, and it recommends the cuddle code of the electrical wiring of these two different devices. But if I want, I can connect these two together by plugging one end of this in here, or if I want to do a solid connection, I can take off the end of this plug and stick it on the end of the bottom of this electrical box, so I can actually have this unit and this unit attached together. Now, typically in your electrical GFCI outlet box, you get a strip of different stickers to say different things, like this outlet is protected by this GFCI outlet. Now, today, this is very kind of cool and very fun. Be safe, please. Make sure wire these correctly. Make sure you don't wire these backwards because you can end up getting shocked or getting very dangerous kind of stuff here, guys. But let's show you the difference of these two units. Now, this box is also metal. It's also grounded by the grounding cable wire inside this 12 2-gauge wire. This box is also grounded by its grounding cable inside of that box as well. Now, let's bring over some couple tools here. This is something that's going to use as a point tool to show you the difference of these outlets. And we're going to use this little tester, this outlet tester, making sure we got the right type of priority on the wires. We'll get more into that in 1 second. But you guys can see, here you have that small slots in these two outlets right here. This is one reciprocal, this is a non-reciprocal here. But this outlet here is your plus side. This side here, the big fat funky ass side here, is actually lighter side for your neutral. And this little crazy smiley ground is that's where your ground is. And also on this outlet, here you have the ground, the hot, and the neutral. This is all brass, by the way. But with this one, because this one's a little bit more different because it's all brass, it's kind of confusing. But it's not really confusing if you actually figure out the cutting pattern on this. This side is the neutral side. This side's hot. and this side is the ground. If you would actually plug it in this way, you'll plug it like this into a outlet itself. So how do I know this? Because it looks kind of weird when you put it this way. That looks like the hot, but it's actually not. That's actually the neutral wiring. Now, what I like about these boxes is I use steel boxes for the electrical code requirements and for the type of GFCI outlets. Now this GFCI outlet has a muddling and a GFC and a cover plate. Just a plastic cover plate on top. And this one actually has a 2-gang reciprocal outlet. This is a 2-gang box, and this is another one of those outlet covers. You can actually put 2 of your outlets in the gutter. Now these both are one's jumpered off to the one. We got power going into this outlet, and it jumpers this way and it powers this outlet. But with this one, we don't have an outlet on this one actually. This one's just a single outlet. This one has just a single ground, single neutral, and a single hot in this box. Now, let's go ahead and bring out a 25-foot extension cord. Now, this is extension cord I'm going to be using to power these 2 different devices up by plugging them in. Now, these don't have very long cords on them because I use them indoors. And these are not required to use outdoors because I would have to change everything. I'd have to change all the outlets, change the boxes, and everything. Now, let's talk about this little guy. This is a corrector here. This is a very nice, handy tool for every electrician to actually have. And we'll stick it in here, and what we got is we got both common wires, lights here for the wires. It's properly wired correctly with the electrical box back there with the outlet and with this outlet as well. Now, first of all, we're going to test this one because this is actual one of my own outlets I do use sometimes. This I use more as my safety device when I'm working on any type of electrical. Now, one thing, do not ever stick a screwdriver or any type of metal object inside of your outlet itself. Now, this box is totally grounded. It's totally safe. I can actually touch it. Now, one biggest mistake you can actually do is, I've seen this a lot of times on YouTube, is no, it doesn't ground the box itself. You have to ground the box for that arm protection. Now, we're going to take this outlet tester, plug it in there. You guys can see, got both lights up. I'm not going to test all 4 of these plugs. We know this is all correct. We're going to test this one as well. And you guys can see, it works just fine. Now, the biggest mistake anybody can do is, you see how this is all coiled up like this? This is not what you want to do because you can actually overload your wiring itself very easily. And that's against code here, guys. This is against code. Alright. I'm going to plug my GFCI outlet in. The GFCI outlet is also plugged in as well. But notice we don't get a light, but that's okay because we can actually push the reset button and we can actually have the light come on as well. This is called a ground volt interruptible reciprocal outlet. That's what it's called, I think. Not 100% sure. I'm just going to call it a GFCI outlet. But we are very good with the way these 2 are set up. Now, why do I have 2 different outlets, you wonder? Now, for what locations you would use a GFCI outlet? Outside, bathrooms, kitchens, and also in garages if it's a wet location. This is just your standard reciprocal outlet. This you would use just for standard use. This you would use for your protection. Now, these type of cables are both different. This is actual a solid cable. This is a stranded cable. This is 14-2. This is 12-2 gauge. That's the difference of these 2 different outlets. I really like having my test tool because I can actually test my outlets, make sure I do have those 2 little lights on top. But you know what? This is all I do myself. I do this myself, you guys, by the way. I am not a certified electrician, but I've been doing this for a very long time here, guys. But if you gotta change anything in your house, please don't do it yourself. Please call a licensed electrician. Do you know what they're doing? Do you have the proper tools and the proper knowledge of doing all this kind of stuff? Guys, this is mostly, I'm done talking about these two different outlets here. If you're brand new to this channel, please hit that subscribe button, leave a comment down below, please like, please share, peace out, bye guys, well please see you in the next vlog, and also stay safe, please do not do this. Alright, later guys.